Welcome to the Toronto Livings Podcast, a conversation about all things Toronto with a focus on real estate, the culture, and of course, the food.
I'm Mark Savell.
And I'm Joey Virgilio.
And we're realtors with Sage Real Estate working together as a Toronto Livings team with a focus on helping you buy better, sell higher, and of course, having a little bit of fun along the way. Bon dias, Joey.
What's happening?
Oh,
my boat's behind you, man.
Yeah, there's a few little dinghies in this marina behind me. This isn't a green screen. This is legit. I'm in Vila Moura, the south of Portugal, Algarve.
Yeah, that's right. And looking real relaxed. Got nice sun going up.
Oh yeah, I'm not burnt, which is a big win because usually, this fair skin doesn't do too well in the sun. But it's nice down here. I'm definitely not burnt yet. There's still a few days left.
Yeah. So we are committed here, and we're on our 20th episode, and as you can tell, this is a very special episode.
I legit forgot it was number 20. Happy 20.
That's right. This is number 20. Vacation mode, number 20.
Actually, I hired all these bolts for us. This was all part of my grandiose plan. Congratulations. We made it.
Yeah. I love it. I'll be there in a minute.
Well, so I actually might have something that will make you come here. August 21st, guess who's performing in Vila Moura?
Who's performing?
It's not Blink-182, but it's in the same vein, the same somewhat time frame.
Okay, there's a handful of bands that are. It's either going to be like Sum 41 or like,
nope.
I don't know, maybe like who else is in that era? Green Day? No, Green Day was earlier.
You're close. More intense rock. They had like 2 songs. The lead singer dated Christina Aguilera.
Oh, you're losing me. Who is it?
Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit will be performing here in 2 days. The most random part of this trip.
Oh my God. You get tickets? Are you going there?
No, I'm coming home by then. They're doing a Lamborghini party. So everyone from Lamborghini Lisbon is down here, and there's like 200 Lamborghinis. The parking lot is my little Toyota or Nissan Micra, which is like this big, parked next to 17 Lamborghinis. I got out of that car so carefully.
Pictures of it. It looks insane. It looks insane. They look like Transformers, like actually Transformers.
They're like everywhere, and like they're banged up. I didn't bang them up. Someone did. Bottom girl stop. Yeah, no, but Portugal is like, it's really nice. It's super chill. The attitude of the people is very laid back, very like warm, receptive. Thankfully, everyone speaks English because my Portuguese is not good. I got bom dias and obrigado. Those are my two words. And frango, which is chicken.
Yeah, that's an important one.
Yeah, chicken. And then like from Italian, if I need the washroom, I said, "Where's the baño?" Like the bathroom was over there. They think we speak English. But no, it's been good, man. Started in Porto, came down to Lisbon, and now the last little stretch is in the Algarve. And the food's been decent. I'm not going to say it's like... I haven't been really wowed off my socks by many places because we're in the city, so all those touristy ones. But when you kind of get to the outskirts, we had some crazy fish. I tried monkfish rice, which was incredible.
Monkfish rice.
Yeah, monkfish rice with like a rice. It was a white fish, and it's a very meaty type of fish. But
Nice.
the number one place I've had is called Senor Frango.
Oh, I saw your post on it.
Dude, his name is Mr. Chicken, and he lives up to the hype. We had to travel off the path to get there. It wasn't really where we were staying, but 45 minutes from where we were, we took the trip. Next level.
I need to meet this man. Whoever's name is Mr. Chicken is already in my good books.
I brought you home a little brochure so we could do our research on Mr. Frango. Senor Frango.
Amazing, man. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
Have you been back home? How's business been?
Business has been good. We have a new listing up in Mississauga.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we're up with actually my grandmother's home.
Ah, selling Nunna's house.
Selling Nunna's house. Yeah. So
You know, all those other realtors selling sunsets. Me and you selling Nunna's
selling
house.
Nunna's house.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, we just hit the market. It's 7 days ago now.
Yeah.
And we'll see how things go. It's off to an interesting start. August is obviously August, so
Yeah.
you know, a little bit of time that's going to be had to just like have traffic come through. But
Yeah.
the place is like it's a tank. It's just like a very very well loved house. It's been the same owners the entire time. So
Yeah. I saw the photos when I was when you sent it to me. The place looks crisp, clean, updated kitchen. Looks like a massive lot. It was like a pie shaped lot, a reverse pie.
yeah, reverse pie. So the front's 34 and the back's like 150. Back's like 56. So it's got this huge like big backyard, updated kitchen, space for like a basement apartment if you wanted to kind of do a supplement for your mortgage. Just like a nice quiet spot on the street too. It's like in a good place.
Is it South Mississauga?
It's like mid. Yeah,
Mid,
central. Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend like I know much about Mississauga because I don't. But photos looked incredible. It looks like a really well loved house, well cared for, good sized room. So I think it's a pretty decent layout from what I saw.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 4 bedroom, 4 baths. So plenty of space in there.
Yeah, market's weird. So funny enough, I actually did 2 deals while I've been away.
That's right.
Was not expecting that at all. It's kind of the slow months, and clearly everyone's on vacation and doing their own thing. But we got Upwood sold firm.
That's right.
Sold firm and sold more than like 7 realtors that I could get. And that's what's just icing on the cake. It's like, Portugal's going to sell it for more. And we did. So I'm happy with that. And then we conditionally sold Carnation. We're just waiting on the status to come through for that. So don't want to say too much more. We'll see what happens with it. But
yeah, we'll wait on that one. Yeah, for sure.
It's been a process. And then we just have
still keep it busy down there, man.
Got to pay for these views somehow, man. That credit card bill is going to hurt me when I'm back, let me tell you.
I did some traveling also this last little bit.
Oh, nice. Where'd you go?
I headed down to, basically pretty much Greece.
Oh, you forgot to tell me.
I took an Uber down to Danforth.
Nice. Taste of the Danforth?
Yeah, we tasted the Danforth this last weekend.
Beautiful. How was it?
Yeah. Fantastic. It was great weather. We stopped at Edmund Burke to do the little back patio. We had a drink. We had Long Island iced teas at Edmund Burke. Drink of choice, by the way. I don't care what it sounds like. It's the best drink.
It's definitely the most value-driven drink because they put everything in it.
Yeah, and they did it proper, okay?
So you were feeling it when you got up.
Yeah, a little like it was. I only had 2 of them, and it definitely it was quick. No, but it was fantastic. We walked down the strip. We had we got some Greek food at Mezes.
Oh, is that the shawarma spot? Like a gyro?
Euro, yeah.
Dude, the best.
Insane. It was filled with like their Greek fries and like it was probably the best one on the strip.
It's not called Mezes. It's called like something longer. Is it just Mezes?
Mezes.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about. I'm confusing it, but there used to be one at Young and Eglinton. Like right down the street. Yeah. Mezes. No, you know what? You are saying it right. I'm thinking of something like the wrong spelling for it, but yeah, with the fries inside of it and the tzatziki sauce.
Oh my god, yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, it was one of the best. I did. What was the other one? Athens, I think it's called Athens.
Yeah.
Maybe Athens or something. One of the other ones down the street, and that was the go-to. And then now I've had this one. I'm not going to go back. The Greek fries were just like the icing on the cake.
I know, with the seasoning on it. Yeah, next level.
Yeah, amazing.
What was the turnout like on the Danforth? Busy?
It was. We went a little bit later, so it started to lighten up a little bit.
Okay.
The lines were all like right to the bitter end. The lines were down the street for anybody who was doing barbecue on the street. It was like we got food at the very last second. So I think it was like 11 or 11:30 by the time we started lining up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still like still lots of people, still packed, even that late at night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Beautiful.
should we get into things? Anything
I
else we
think
got to
so.
or any other?
No, I think that pretty much sums it up. I have another lease listing actually. I'll mention that.
Yeah. I'm gonna put these
I
on.
got a lease coming up. I might have mentioned it last podcast, but it's coming up in Riverdale. It's going to be an upper unit of a triplex.
Yeah,
We're coming in around the $3,000 mark. It's a 2 bed.
yeah,
It's over 700 square feet. It's and it was like done to the nines with renovations. It's like
nice.
a very nice spot, really functional layout. I actually placed each of the tenants in there, so I know that they're all good people.
Nice. So this is
uh,
the trifecta. This is the final.
this is the trifecta. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, that'll be coming up this coming Sunday or Monday. As soon as we get the photos in, we're basically putting it up.
And you said 3K
Yeah, around the 3,000. Yeah.
with parking.
Yeah, there is a parking space that comes with it.
Nice. Sounds about right to me.
Yeah, honestly, it's a really nice spot. They have these big vaulted ceilings, so you get this like nice area. There's two skylights actually, so you get tons of natural light. There's a little upper deck as well, so you get some outdoor space that's kind of just private to you. Nice, really nice spot.
Yeah, and the neighborhood's really sweet too. It's a very quiet, family-friendly neighborhood. So
100%, just down the street from like Gerrard Square, so you got like all your shopping essentials are just like right there.
you know what Gerrard Square has that I absolutely love?
What's that?
2-for-1 pizza. There's a little spot. It's grimy, but my God, does that guy make good 2-for-1 pizza?
You know what's funny? When I was there last, I took a picture of it and I was going to send it to you.
Yeah, it's like a little shed, a little cubby. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, maybe I'm going to come by and sample the pizza.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, but otherwise, I think yeah, it's a good time to start diving into what this podcast is going to be about.
All right, I'm getting my notes up. So we're transition timing it. I don't know. Do you want to do any transition?
Well, I mean, it's going to be tough to sync it, I think.
Is this solo act? Do you want to just take it on your own as I
Yeah,
fumble?
yeah. All right. So basically, I'll just kind of like, talk about it. So last episode, we talked
Just for
about,
you.
oh, yeah, I can do a jazz thing on my own. It feels wrong,
Yeah, no, I feel that. All right, well, just lead him into it. Tell us what's going on here.
So last week we talked about market stats. We talked about how things were slowing down, and we talked about how inventory started to pile up a little bit. One of the things we mentioned was the fact that condos are probably has the most inventory. They're also the outliers of everything. And so this week's episode, if that sparked anything in you to maybe be a buyer in a condo world, figured we might talk about some tips for condo purchases, basically. Some stuff that's maybe not talked about that might be flying under the radar when you're shopping, things to look out for. So that's what this is going to be. This is going to be the top 4 tips for shopping for a condo. Okay,
let's lay it down. I like that. Let you take the lead here.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's kick off with the very first, which is I'm going to speak about renovations.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're shopping for a condo, I think there might, if you haven't purchased a condo before, there might be a misconception of what you can do within a condo. And because it's not a freehold, there's going to be a lot more restrictions than you would if it were a freehold. And some of those restrictions kind of basically just, they force you to kind of jump through a little more hoops than you would, if you just purchased something that is like just a regular townhouse or detached house.
I just want a pair of shoes. Sorry.
I love it. Those are the notes.
I'm sorry. My phone just lit up. I'm like, oh, I won something. Well, I paid for shoes. I didn't win them. Let's be clear here. As you were, Joey. Sorry about that.
So, yes. Where did I leave off? So basically, yeah, the restrictions of potential renovations. And what I wanted to point out was if you are shopping for a condo, I think one of the biggest mistakes to avoid is when you're looking at a layout and thinking to yourself that you can flip the layout once you get access to the unit. I want to be very, very clear. It's very difficult to have that happen. There's tons of restrictions that are involved, and you have to run through things like management. And And you have to get, first off, you have to get allowance by management. That's the first hurdle to get over. The second hurdle is they're going to have a set of rules that you're going to need to follow in order to actually have that take place. So something like moving a wall or taking out a wall to do open concept, an open concept layout is going to be super difficult. If there's electricity, you're going to have to have a licensed electrician, most likely, if they allow it. You're going to have contractors that are insured. You can't just kind of do a home renovation to the place. So lots of hoops to jump through, which make it really difficult. So I think, first, if we're going to talk about the first tip, is that functionality and layout is so important when you're looking at a condo. And if it doesn't make sense to you and it doesn't work for your lifestyle, you need to just exit out.
Yeah, no, you know what? That's a really good point and a good way of starting it. I'm going to add something to it. A lot of people, when we start to search for condo hunting, they are adamant that they need over, I'm going to give an example here, 600 square feet. Don't show me anything under 600 square feet. Yeah. So what I'll sometimes do is I'll take them to see 3 places, and I won't tell them the sizes, and I'll have them guess the sizes. Because the thing with condos is it doesn't really matter what the square footage says. First of all, there's 3 ways of measuring a condo. I don't even know if half the people understand that. There's the interior space, the outside walls, and then what the condo deems your space. So when you see these numbers of 600, 700 square feet, that doesn't even necessarily mean that's what you're buying when you actually move into the place, right? So to your point of layout, fall in love with the layout. Don't get stuck up too much on just the size of the what it says on the MLS, because 600 square feet could look very different if there's a massive pillar in your kitchen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and to your point, you have to accept that pillar cannot be removed. That's a structural support to the entire condo. So there is no ways around it. I mean, you can get creative. You can paint a mural. You can make a little bar out of it, but you can't remove it. So I like tip 1, fall in love with the space. Yeah. And maybe tip 1.5, don't be too stuck up on square footage. Go for what you feel in the space more so than what it just says on the MLS listing.
Exactly. And I'll say, so some things to look at is it's not like your hands are completely tied if renovations do need to happen within a unit. Yeah. So like you got to pay attention to the things you can change. Like you can switch a kitchen around and bring things more up to date. You can flip a bathroom. You can add flooring, paint walls. Like those are the things that you can change. So if you find something that's a little more dated, you can dig in there and make the place your own. But if you're talking about major changes like dropping a wall down or cutting holes in anything that's like usually, I guess, foundational type work, that's where you have to be really cautious, because there's a chance you might not even be allowed.
So foundational, challenging, slightly might be possible, but very challenging. Lots of hoops to jump through. Cosmetic, a lot easier. You want to paint the place. You want to do some, redo the kitchens. You're leaving your electrical and your plumbing in place. It's a lot easier. But when you want to reroute stuff, I want to share one quick story. I had a client who was adamant on pot lights. And this was a concrete finished ceiling. So I was like, you can't drill into the concrete. You will do it. What they did was they dropped the ceiling by about 3 inches to put the pot lights in. Yeah. Sounds like a simple enough job. However, the smoke detectors were on the ceiling.
Right.
They had to pay for the fire marshal to come in to inspect it so they can drop it. And then the building's insurance had to confirm that that was done to a level that they'll still insure both the building and the unit should something happen.
Right. Yeah.
That was a $1,500 phone call.
Oh my God. That's brutal. Yeah.
So to your point, fall in love with the space. Don't be too caught up. Like if you want to do massive changes to a place, it's probably not the right one for you. That's what more a freehold home. Go wild. Make your dreams whatever you want. But in a condo, you are limited to what you can do.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Perfect. I like
it. So that's tip number 1. And sometimes just look right past. So I figured I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
We're moving into tip number 2.
Yeah, number 2. Let's do it.
Number 2. All right. So tip number 2 is find out what the maintenance fees cover.
And what it does not cover.
And what it does not cover, more importantly. So this is pretty, okay. If you've looked up shopping for a condo before on YouTube, you've probably seen 100 things saying, make sure you look out for what condo maintenance fees cover. It's a pretty common topic. The reason I bring this one up is actually is to talk about different types of condos. And I bring this up specifically because there's condo apartments and then there's actually condo townhouses.
Yeah.
And condo apartments, I would say like 80 to 90% of the time, they're pretty similar of what they cover and what is kind of included. But condo townhouses, very different.
Yeah.
They're just like a loose cannon on what is actually your responsibility and what is covered by shared amongst the owners.
Yeah. Very gray area. Lots of variables that you got to really double and sometimes triple check to make sure you get it right.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's the main reason I bring it up. You don't want to be stuck in a situation where you think your furnace is covered. All of a sudden, it's at the end of its life expectancy and it breaks down, and you call the management. You got to get it replaced. And no, that's all you. You gotta figure that out. That's completely on your expense. So you want to make basically within the status certificate. And well, if you do know this, it's a very common thing you get with condo buildings, including condo townhouses. There's still a status certificate to review.
Yep.
This contract gets reviewed by a lawyer before you kind of firm up any deal. And it's really important you ask that lawyer as many questions as you need to feel comfortable with that purchase. Yep. And within that status certificate, it'll tell you what's covered by what's covered and what isn't covered by the condo corporation.
Yep. So just to get a little technical, the declaration, every condo's got its own declaration. And within that declaration, it will say whose responsibilities are what. And that's true for townhomes and condo apartments. And so I think what's a good system is, always double check with the lawyer and also property management, because those status certificates do contain errors. The building I bought into, the one we did the deal on, Treviso, their heat pumps are actually covered by the condo. The condo board is responsible to replace that. That's not completely common these days. And I remember mine broke and I had to get it fixed, and they said it's your cost. Luckily, I was on the board and I said, no, read the declaration. This is actually responsibility. Now, why that's important, you might be a user saying, well, that's perfect. My condo corp covers my furnace. If it breaks, no problem. But if they all break, that maintenance fee might go up. That reserve fund might go up. Might not, and it's hard to say. It's not going to say they're going to break at the same time. But these are things that when you're looking at condos, even more so than the layout, it's the systems and how the building is set up and run is crucial to understand more about. And as a consumer, you're not going to know all these answers, but this is where our expertise, or a realtor who's very knowledgeable with condos, can step in and say, let me just clarify that for you.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I'll re-put your point in, is if you do have these questions, the two people to ask are the lawyer once he reviews and management. Those are the two contacts to like confirm of what is and what isn't included.
Yeah, and paper trails. Send emails.
Yeah.
Get people to write you emails, because then you have something to go back should the story change or someone have made a mistake or whatever the case is. I would say the biggest pitfall people have these days is with these rental contracts. Mm-hmm. A lot of the brand land buildings are sub-metered or like under rental contracts. So whenever I'm showing a brand land building, I'm always asking the agent, is the furnace a rental? Is the hot water tank a rental? Because on top of the maintenance fees, you will also have to pay that rental separately. That's not really, like, our MLS doesn't have a space to really note that at the moment. Actually, it just changed.
Yeah, it just changed. Yeah.
Just changed. So it's getting a little bit better, but specifically in condos, you really want condo apartments, you want to ask, and I guess townhomes too, what are the rental items on top of the maintenance fee that you're going to have to be paying every month?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Beauty. Lastly, just to re-mention also with condo towns, it's like, it's a real crapshoot. So like that
gray area. Yeah.
It's very gray of what, everybody does it completely differently. So good to clarify that. That's tip number 2 right there.
Okay, we're just flying through this like the clouds in the background, baby. I want to go back to the beach, so let's keep it rolling.
I was going to say, let's keep firing through and get this man a tequila.
Well, Super Bock. I'm going to interject for a quick second, get back to food. I've never had Super Bock beer before. My God, is it ever delicious. I'm not even a beer drinker.
What is it about Super Bock? Because I saw that post that you made.
I don't know. It's just good beer. It's like a very light beer. It's not your typical, like, usually when I drink beer, I get bloated. I feel heavy, right?
Yeah.
This, I don't feel like that. I feel like it's very nice. no buzz. Like, oh, I love it.
Summertime beer. Summertime
Yeah,
beer.
no, I'm gonna get a case for us when we're back here to try it.
Oh,
Um,
done.
and then I want to say the best. You know what a nat dish is? Those pastries. They're like egg custard.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Dude, the best one, there's this place in Lisbon called Bellum Tower, it's whatever. It's where they make like the oldest, nah, forget that. Castrolls. This guy's
Castro.
got three locations. Porto, he's got one, and two in Lisbon. I swear to you, Joey, this is like eating heaven. It's seeing the divine light and just your mind so good.
I'm already sold. Like I'm coming out there. I told you already. So
Oh, dude.
once you showed me, there's a guy who apparently has a job out there that specifically just sends an eagle out to scare seagulls.
Okay,
Uh,
so
and-
the seagull business here is weird. We went to Nazare, which is, if you haven't watched it yet, I highly suggest you watch the 100-foot wave. It's about the surfer. I was obsessed with it. That's kind of the only reason why I want to come to Portugal. I'm obsessed with waves, and I saw them, and I didn't see them in their fullest 100 foot. I saw them at like 8 feet, and my God, are they scary!
yeah.
But as we were there, all of a sudden, dude, like 20,000 seagulls rise up, and they're just above you. Wah, 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 wah. And they're just, and I'm like, and it was like, oh my God, we're gonna get pooped on like no tomorrow. Like, what is going on over here? And then they just kind of shifted away. Now, last night, the same thing happened. We're by the marina in Vila Muda, and dude, like 75,000 seagulls out of nowhere. Just, it was like snow. It was that many seagulls.
Jesus. Yeah, yeah.
So this morning I was at the breakfast place and I see this guy with a beautiful falcon, a stunning
It was a
falcon.
falcon. Yeah, it was a
It was
falcon.
a falcon, yeah, stunning. And I'm like, I want to take a picture with this bird. This bird's amazing. No, his purpose was to release the bird into the wild and to scare off these seagulls because the seagulls are the size of turkeys. Dude, they got to weigh like 40 pounds. These things are massive.
They're well fed over there. They're well
Oh,
fed.
they're eating all the natish, all the whatever
Mr.
monkfish.
Chicken's feeding them too much. Oh, it's just
You're
backwards.
funny. Yeah, man. Anyways, I digress. Nazare is beautiful. The waves are incredible. I hope we get to do a Euro trip at some point of our lives.
I'm in. I told you. I got to put my job application for that falcon position.
Oh, you totally just master with a beautiful bird on your big arms. All right, number three. Let's get into number three.
Okay, so number three, I wanted to talk about because it's not talked about a ton, and I think it's really important. And it's going to be check the building insurance within that status certificate.
Dude, sorry, one more interjection. These are really good tips. These aren't your typical. Good job on these.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, thank you. So insurance. Let's okay, we're going to dig into insurance a little bit. Here's the thing with building insurance. First off, it doesn't cover like much of you. Building insurance is basically just meant to handle the things that are basically common elements.
Yeah.
So if anything happens inside your unit, your valuables, any upgrades that happen to your unit, 90% of the time are not covered.
Yeah.
They'll fix whatever they need to fix in order just to make it a functional building again, and like everything else is on yourself.
Yep.
It's so important to check what that coverage is. And there's something I wanted to mention, which is the deductibles. When you see those deductibles, in order to keep maintenance fees lower and not make your monthly fees, just regular monthly fees, insane, they'll move that deductible higher and higher and higher so that they can keep insurance costs down. Those deductibles can be enormous. I've seen like 25,000 as a deductible. God forbid somebody above you floods, or you flood the place below you. You could be on the hook. You personally, as the owner, can be on the hook for 25,000 before insurance kicks in, that building insurance. So make sure you're checking that, and make sure if you're getting extra coverage, which is highly recommended, that you maybe even find somebody that covers that deductible even further. I know that there's some companies that will do that. Especially, you can even call the company that insures the the building itself, and they could be potentially there to kind of cover you further. But it's so important to check that and make sure that you're comfortable with whatever that deduction is and insurance is.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted by a bird. That's what I was pointing at.
Okay.
Uh, with insurance, so this is a big misconception, and I'm glad you hit it like right out of the park, right off the hop. When you look at the maintenance fees and it says building insurance included, that's if someone slips and falls in the hallway. That's if there's something, just like you said, in the common elements that does not protect you at all. Now, here's another tidbit. If you're taking a mortgage, like 99.9% of us do, one of the covenants when you take out a mortgage is that you will have insurance on your property. Because if your place goes up in flames, the unit's worth practically nothing. So now that mortgage, you cannot sell it to reclaim it. The mortgage company requires you to have insurance to cover their take in your investment, whether that's a home or a rental, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
So the building insurance solely for the building, you need. It's not like if you feel like it. It's actually a promise you make to the bank. So please fulfill your promise of getting insurance. Now, I will say this. Condo insurance is ridiculously cheap compared to a house.
Yeah.
It's like $300-400 a year. Like it's nothing. Whereas a house can be anywhere from, $2,000 and up type of thing. So it's an expense that you should definitely look at and get the higher level, because it might not even be something you cause. If there's a flood 10 units up and yours is damaged, you really want to have that in place to cover you. And then you said something else that's really important. All new buildings, like they're really starting to change the way the wording is in these things. They will return your unit to what they call the original form. So if you put herringwood floors or chevron flooring or whatever you put in, they're not going to replace that. They're bringing it back to its original form. And there is a description of what the original form looks like. So you better be prepared with your own insurance and bump that up if you've got a unit substantially renovated or substantially upgraded from how it was originally given by the developer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and listen, I think we're getting really wordy, and this might have lost a few people in all these topics recovery. This is the stuff we know inside and out. We're just kind of mentioning it to you. So if you're really starting off or curious about the condo market and getting into it, turn to us or any other realtor who's knowledgeable in condos for these type of questions, and we'll definitely educate you in a bit more detail and make sure that you are doing everything in the right way as the process goes along.
Absolutely. And if you want, okay, so, and just to sum it up in a really simple way, know that when you're buying a condo, that when you see the words building insurance, it doesn't cover you basically. And you should just get your own home insurance. A, because you'll be obligated through your mortgage if you are taking lending out on it, and then B, because it's so important to cover yourself. The floods are so common in condos. It's just you need to make sure that you're covered, because those expenses can get very hefty.
Absolutely. Well said.
Beautiful. And last tip number 4.
Let's do this.
Tip number 4 is nice and simple. Focus on the right things. I kind of mentioned this when we were talking about tip number 1, but if you're looking at a condo, you really want to keep your eyes on, make sure the layout's functional. That's number 1. Make sure the building is in the area you like. Make sure you like the building. The things that you can't change and touch, those are the things you want to be looking at when you're looking at a condo. Everything else can be manipulated to an extent. So most importantly, as per usual, make sure your location's right, make sure your building's right, and make sure your layout's right. I think those are kind of the top 3.
Yeah, and I would just say to that, like, a lot of people fall in love with views.
Yeah.
They step on the balcony and, I don't know. Yeah, but this is Villamura. No one's putting a 20-foot condo here. Joey's in Toronto. Literally, his back wall can be a 15-story condo in 2 years from now.
100%. Yeah.
Like, he's protected there. So, especially with views, I know a lot of people are very quickly drawn to it, and respectfully so. I mean, who wouldn't love a nice, beautiful city or lake view? But just be very cautious, especially with buying the downtown core, because you're going to pay a premium, and there's a very high probability that within 5 to 10 years, all or some of your view will be gone.
Very good point. Yeah, that's actually a solid point. Yeah, if you're pointing at anything and asking, is there a possibility that this becomes a condo in the future? The answer is yes. The answer is always yes.
Yeah, and even like I have some smart clients who are like, yeah, but what if I buy on the lake? I'm like, who's to say they won't build out, you know, we just don't know. It's so, yeah, the risk is obviously a lot more minimized if you are buying facing the lake and right on the lake. But, don't buy solely for the view is, I guess, the point I'm trying to say. And if you do, do be open that that view might be wiped out at some point in some time.
Yeah, yeah, very, very good point. Very good point. And beauty, that's kind of the quick tips of today. Condo buyers, beware. Look out for. Let's do a little recap here.
Yeah, drop it. Break it down.
Condo buyers, beware. If you're looking to change a layout of a condo, think twice. If you're looking to, find out what's covered in your maintenance fees. Find out what you're responsible for should something break down.
Yep.
Tip number 2. Call management and ask the lawyer to review the certificate. Those are the 2 people to contact.
Yep.
Check the building insurance. See what those deductibles are. See if you feel more comfortable covering yourself within that deductible itself, and find a way potentially to cover that. And focus on the right things. Focus on the things you can't change, like location, building, floor plan. The things you can change, you can, but focus on the right things.
Yeah, I'm gonna add. Can we do like 4.5?
Yeah.
Or 4.5? Yeah.
Let's do a 0.5. Yeah.
If you stayed this long onto our vacation edition podcast, you get a bonus. You get a prize. The prize is a little tip when looking at balconies. Especially big terraces, they seem really appealing, but you really want to look where the placement of the terrace is. If you're in a 40-story building and you're on the podium, you've got this big terrace, yeah, a lot of outdoor space that you don't pay maintenance fee for. However, if Buddy 5 stories up hacks a butt and throws it over the balcony, that's going right on your patio. So be conscious of those lower level terraces, because the units above, actually, I've got people right behind me who had that. And like you could see the silhouette marks on the patio furniture, like even here. So it's like a universal, a worldwide phenomena. So just be cautious of terraces. And also, when you're looking at balconies, look on the floor. You'll sometimes see a steel plate. Those are used for the window washers to hook up to. And this is very common with like the higher level penthouses and, the ones you're paying the big premiums for. You might have window washers twice a year walking through your unit to hook up and hang down from. And for about a week's time, you could have ropes over your beautiful balcony.
Mm.
Nothing you could do about it. The condo laws allow for it. The bylaws, they have the right to come in and to use it. And this is where having a lawyer and a skilled realtor on the ground to see, okay, these are the pitfalls you need to be aware of, and then a lawyer to back up and ask the right questions, because not all units need access, but I've seen 2 examples of that where we did our research, and sure enough, the clients backed out, and I didn't blame them. They were very private people. They did not want, people coming through to hook up their window washer stuff. So
solid tip point 4.5.
4.5.
That's a great.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great bonus tip. These are things that people don't think about, and I think that's the goal of this. Is not the commonly talked about stuff. Is some of the stuff in between.
Yeah, I like that.
Beautiful. You want to do any shout outs?
Yes, the beautiful country of Portugal. I want to shout out them. They're such nice people, so caring, and want you to have just a great experience. I want to shout out Castro's Natas, whatever they call those little, because they're fantastic. Coffee's been on point. I've had many, and only one was hipsterish. All the rest was that beautiful European dark coffee. There's one more shout out I wanted to give. I guess Birdman.
Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman.
Went my heart.
Yeah. That's all I got. How about you?
Beautiful. I'm going to shout out Mezes.
Yes.
That euro was insane.
Mezenas. I think that's what you're thinking about.
Mezenas.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to look this up, and we're going to put it in the show notes.
Well, there's one way we can solve this. When I'm back on Toronto ground.
Oh, we're going.
We go. Mark and Joey's Taste of the Danforth, VIP edition.
Walk the whole strip.
The whole strip. Mezenas, I think it's called. Yeah, I know what you're talking about when you described it, and the fries in there was telltale.
Yeah.
I think they only have the one location now, so if you're on the Danforth, definitely worth a stop.
100%. I'm going to link it, but we're also going to test it just to make sure we got the right spot.
You want to see when I'm bringing you back? Or do you want to be surprised?
Oh, man. I feel like I'm curious.
Give me a second. Enjoy the views.
Look at that. Beautiful. I'm surprised there's not more seagulls out there right now.
No, the bird guy scared him off. So, because I know you're a man of fine taste, and it's very hard to get like a perfect gift for someone, especially with like $90 to take luggage back home. And I know I'm already over, so I don't even want to see what they charge me when I get there. I got you the limited edition Minerva sardines.
Oh, Lord. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Fantastic.
Do you like sardines?
You can keep them there. If you forget them, I won't be upset.
No. I'm keeping these in my upper pocket, making sure they come. I've had these for 2 weeks traveling with me, Joey. You're getting them.
Beautiful. Heat those bad boys up. They're better warm.
I don't like sardines. You like them?
Not at all. No.
Okay, we're going to eat them live.
Yeah, okay.
We'll
put them in our Euro.
Episode 25. The episode where we're going to do all the crazy things we said we wanted to do.
Anchovies.
No, sardines.
Sardines.
Yeah.
But they're in my head, they're the same.
Same, but you can't say that here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's sacrilegious. All right. Well, thanks for listening. I'm going to be back soon and curious to see what September brings us.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Cool, man.
All right. Sayonara.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Toronto Livings Real Estate Podcast. You could find more information on how we work over at torontolivings.com. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter to get price reports from over 150 different neighborhoods in the city each and every month.
If you got any value, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you made it this far, thanks for listening.